It is the second day of the month, and welcome back to Comic Studio. We're gonna be scrolling down, and let's just saw something really particularly. It's not gonna be pretty recommended to other kinds of people, like anyways. So we're gonna be jumping into Harmony's Comic Studio, and which is actually pretty for a bad sign as well. So this comic studio is a pretty bad sign, but you're gonna be absolutely try to be at the age of 18 or age of 16 years and up. So let's just jump in, and it covered with some memes like that shouldn't be right over here as well. So we cannot able to be using for some non-existing characters because it contains some memes. There must be Jay-Z over here, and there must be for some sort of, alright, there must be Stickman as well. This is not gonna be the link as well that before that we just add a character over here, and one that is showing up for the mouth, I guess. So we have for some kinds of items contains for weapons like firearms and combat weapons as well. And there is nothing here as for one, I guess. Oh my days, that wasn't going to be such as a little bit for one exactly is one thing as well. So this is only for just like a stickman as well. So this is actually gonna be for pistols like therefore to do this as well. So not even for to do this. We have Jay-Z and another stickman holding a weapon. So even for to do this that I just can't explain. So we're gonna be added around Diary of a Wimpy Kid characters, and especially that doesn't going to be to do like anything as well. So let's say Diary. Let's go for the studio crossovers, as we're using for studio crossovers as well. There you go. And we absolutely having for one conclusions, and this is not going to be for exactly problem as well. So that must be actually for Mr. Heffley over here, and but probably to do this as well, or what I just probably didn't know about those things. The characters missing, the missing characters from the Diary of a Wimpy Kid as well, was Fraggly and Holly Hills. And I'm probably that must be Rowley Jefferson. And it's gonna be over here for what I just nothing that I just gonna be doing this as well. So instead of Cookie Run characters, but we have any of those stickmans as well. Even for to do this. Let's go for another studio crossovers and jump into Friday Night Funkin' characters as mods. So even for to do this, we're gonna be added for something like it was, and his name is Itelid. So I never believed this isn't going to be just right over here as well. And another character isn't going to be such as quite a little bit easy as well. So isn't going to be for such a stickman as well. So that must be for some sort of Billy Bob over here as well. So this is actually for some sort of nightmare person as well. And just in case, we just gladly turning the spoilers on, and as we just try to find out as many things as well. So we don't need to use around for those real backgrounds. And another row, we're gonna be added for some sort of characters instead of stickman as well. So I'm gonna be trying to check it out for another one as well. Even for to do this as well, there must be some sort of monster as well. Even for just an unreliable drawing as well. So there must be for an unnamed Skywalker, a superhero. Oh, that must be a Lordurious villain as well. And there must be a big head man as well. I'm not sure. This is actually for some sort of, for an basically a villain as well. So that turns into some sort of monstrous And I never believe it that doesn't going to be even Shure. That is even for one more video as well. So it's not even for something kind of stupid as well. So this was actually even scarier that I never mentioned before. So he's gonna be holding around for. Alright, I'm gonna be using around Madeline cookie against this thing as well. So even for to do this, that we just cannot believe. This is actually for the person who whatever that we're gonna be trying to do this as well. So I'm gonna be using for the letter F, which is I'm not very possibly to do this as well. So even it's gonna be the letter F as well, or not many of kinds of letters as well. So I kind of need to find out as well. So I'm gonna be using for black and white characters, and is it going to be including for Cookie Run characters? I don't think it's a no, because we just eventually added for itself for round for Friday Night Funkin' around itself, but I don't really think we added these characters from Battle for Dream Island, and especially that includes for round Flower, David, Dora, and a marker, which is actually didn't absolutely spreading around for just gonna be doing it around as well. So and isn't that is actually going to be to do with itself, and right behind there must be for an ice juggler is stuck with the letter F. There must be a real person was David as well. Even for to do this is not Frank Tempany as well. Like anything as well that we're gonna be spawning as well for to do this as well. So even before we're gonna be end of this video, that we're sure that the link is gonna be in description, that is also going to be at age of 18s as well. So even for just restricted viewing about of those link as well. So and I might gonna be for restrict viewers for anything for it does. Actually that doesn't going to be what happened it is, and it's what is going to be next to do this as well for this day as well. So I'm probably sure that isn't going to be for just like even what he was. So even that he isn't going to be for such as one thing as we added an ice juggler. Even finally we just added ice juggler behind the letter F as well, so he was stuck right over here. And I can't wait to end of this video for so much as well. So even we have only one cookie left, well, even that isn't going to be really possible to do this. And whatever that we try to do, like anything as well. And right behind with those stickmans that coffee cookie suspected, and that isn't going to be really possible to do this. She was really far away, but I guess not. So even what it is, she gets closer to one of those stickmans. So we have two cookies around itself, and one thing is actually gonna be to do. He flies all the way into the sky and fly over David's and Dora, one over here for what is here. So if it's say for the letter D word by itself, which means it's Dora. I'm not even possible to do this. That we just try to add its skater cookie, and I'm probably not sure that doesn't going to be working anymore, and but I'm not very sure this isn't going to be added for to do this. Even that is actually going to be wait until a lot of minutes to go, but unfortunately that doesn't going to get here for much better as well anyways. So even for to do this as well, I'm ending of this video as well. So what about the skater cookie has just fly over around them. So I'm not sure the videos has been paused around here, and unfortunately that doesn't mean to add with those any kinds of characters because they are gradually missing as anyways. So I'm probably that will took around for a little bit longer, and the skater cookie isn't probably here for a long time. It will just contain minutes until that doesn't reconnect because of my internet connection was gotten worse before. Sometimes it continuously broken for itself for a long time, so we just absolutely still keep it on add by itself for a little bit for one thing. He flies over for the entire crew or like anything, whatever it is so as well. So, and the final thing is we're gonna be added for some angel cookie by itself. But we're very not sure. Is it going to be for just like what a pretty it was that who wish to do this as well? So even for another kinds of rows, isn't going to be such as one thing that we're gonna be recently added as well. So even that is not gonna be in my mind as well. So Angel Cookie is going to be on her side as well. So even to do this, and she's going to be on top of David. So it's not going to be for something like yes to do this. So it's actually on top of David as well, on a unicycle as well. So I'm probably that's it for today's video, or like this thing as well. Before we're gonna be see you in 2 days, make sure you're gonna be checking on that link in below as well before 15 minutes of this video. And I kind of lead that it's sure that we included on this link is the main comic studio around here on this main website is gonna be linked in description below also as well. So probably that could be thanks for watching like anyways. And I kind of believe that where is Zombie Cookie around here, and it's gonna be on top of them as well. So and be sure that you're gonna be leaving a like from any of those videos from the last year, but unfortunately that won't able to be getting for so long, and which contains it's not going to be a good idea that we're gonna be trying to do so as well. So the bad news is that we're gonna be trying to turning off for the internet connection for somewhere. So we're not talking about this. So I'll be talking to you mini lads and comic studio users all later, and I'll be signing off as anyways as well, as we started to get a little bit loads for one thing as well. So am I gonna be trying to do something later, as we're gonna be find out for pretty long time to do this as well. So I'll be see you in 2 days, of course.